Right, sometimes we film these things because we hope there's going to be something good, unsure, something we're excited about, and sometimes the video gets used, sometimes it doesn't. This one I hope it gets used, so I'm doing this and we'll see what goes on. But if this is as good as I think it should be, this is going to be a pretty good video. Let's do an unboxing. Start at the bottom. Sometimes it's just easier to start the wrong way around, isn't it? So this is it. Is it what I think it is? Let's get a bit closer. This is a broken plane. This is bad. Okay, this is almost as bad as they get. And I'm sort of putting off opening it because I know it could be really bad. But let's see what's going on. And here it is. This is bad. This weld here is so bad that the mouth here is absolutely huge. That blade is almost supposed to be here. But I've not bought this plane for the plane. I've bought this plane for the part. And the part I'm after is this one. This piece is so rare and it's covered in oil, so somebody's looked after this. This is actually in pretty good condition. Somebody's looked after this. This is, if you don't know, this is a Preston and it says patent underneath it. Quite worn, great mark. Quite worn, and that's okay because that's the bit I want. But then the other bit I wanted was this blade only comes out one way and it's lift the right hand side up. And the other bit I wanted from this is this bit. It's in really good condition and it's been welded together in the wrong place. And somebody's even ground the back of this. That's quite sad to see. And they've kept it in really good condition because they thought it was worth some money. Rare. Yeah. Oh, and that's not a good thing to do to your tools. I'm guilty of that when I was 20 something. So I'll get you down and show you. Right, let's go through it. You can see better now. Let's start with the blade. Preston, Birmingham, England. Don't ask me why they've got that slot down the middle. I have no idea. But there's plenty of meat on that. That's about 18 mil. It's about 18 mil long, 1 inch wide, 25 mil wide, about 3/4 of an inch there. That's enough blade. That's good. This is the piece that I'm bowled over with. That is great, and the colour. I'll have to have a word with Robert about this because this is that colour is fantastic. So I don't know if it was an engineer, but let's look at that. You see, that should come to a feather edge. That should come to a feather edge. Somebody's ground that back. They've taken too much off there. Oh, that's quite sad. So the body's really bad. So this is a Preston wasted bullnose plane. Damaged. So we've got lever cap or cap, whatever you want to call it. We've got a nice blade, damaged body. And over here, Well, over here we've got somebody's had an incident with this one. This cap is a mess. Somebody's ruined it. I actually think, I don't actually know if it's the same. I don't think it's the same. I think it's a different, yeah. It isn't even the right one for the plane. So this doesn't belong with that. Let's put you out the way. Let's go to the blade. Awkward to get out of these sometimes. You have to really kick it up to the right. And this iron blade is a record. It's not a Preston. So let's put that to one side. Let's put that body to one side. Let's put this awful thing here to one side. And let's see what's going on here. Does this iron... Yeah, the iron fits in there. Does the cap fit on it? Oh. Yes, it does. This, my friends, is one of the rarest Preston planes you can find. Look at the beautiful lines. The way that comes down there. I'm going to point to it with the knife. The way that line comes down there, comes onto the end there, and then from there you've got a bevel going forward and a bevel going sideways. That's a beautiful line. Whoever designed this was onto a real good design. That is, I am so chuffed. Right, now I've done that, I'm going to tell you, these things can fetch £600, £800, £900 quite easily. This isn't a matching numbers, so matching numbers is a thing. So if we look on the bottom there, that is 29D. The blade, again, 29D, nicely stamped. But the body, 61D. So it might actually be, D might be the same person. D might be the same person and 30 planes apart. Could be 30 planes apart. You know what? They're not matching numbers, but to get a plane as rare as that is pretty magnificent. It is. It's super rare. Right, hang on a sec. So I can make a plane, and that's saved a plane. That's great. And I've got this thing over here. I have no idea. Let's just try and put this back together. I mean, that is, I don't know what that's off, but it's definitely not a Preston plane. And that sticking out the top, you can imagine my face when I saw that, and this is how it's supposed to look. I saw that, and that's what it's supposed to look like. I mean, it's just, look at the way this comes around the back of here. I mean, the comfort is off the scale. The comfort is off the scale. It's beautiful to hold. A masterpiece by Edward Preston, an absolute masterpiece. And I've just got one more thing to show you. This one, untouched, matching numbers. So it's rare to have one of these things. It's even more rare to have two of them side by side. And I am so pleased. And this wouldn't be possible without some of you guys that help me out with Buy Me a Coffee and supporting that way. And if you watch adverts and things, that supports me, that moves me forward. But look at these two. So this is an unboxing of this plane, and soon there will be a restoration of that one. there will be a tidying up of that one. And if you've got any ideas for this, put it in the comments below, and we'll see what we can do with this. We'll see what we can do. I mean, it just doesn't sit right at all, but it doesn't want to sit right because it's not right at all. Beautiful, aren't they? You know, they're so rare that even Paul Sellers hasn't mentioned them. And yet Paul Sellers is, I'm not going to say single-handedly, but Paul Sellers collect Preston routers. And the routers, there are a number of them around. But these, there aren't that many. And he's seen what's happened. Paul, I don't blame you, mate. Keep it quiet, because these things are so hard to get hold of. And this video, well, I'm putting it out there for people because people need to know. Because if these things are going in the tip, if these things are going to scrap man, if they're being thrown away and people have no idea about the value, then they're just making them even rarer. We need to save these things. And now, as you can see with this one, it's not matching numbers. That really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. That is original from the period, all original. I'm so pleased. It's not very often that this sort of thing happens to me. So to just be able to put one together and complete it. I was amazed when I got a hold of this one. Maybe I should tell you a bit about this one. This one was put on eBay at midnight. And by midnight, I'd had an alert that there was a plane on there for sale. It got the name wrong. It had got everything wrong. And the other thing was it was in a job lot. And as that stands, that owes me £25. These two parts, a bit more than that, but nowhere near the value now. So I feel privileged and very lucky, and that's why I'm sharing them. Very lucky to be able to have two of these in my possession. They are beautiful, and it just fits in the hand beautifully. I mean, it is the most gorgeous plane. Look how your finger just wraps around there instead of inside the two. Oh, Edward Preston, you guys, you were so good. So good. So there you go. Any questions, put it in the comments. If you know anything about these, please put it in the comments. If you know somebody who worked at Preston, or you know the dates or anything, I will be doing a plane tuning workshop on these planes soon, and I will do individual videos for each one showing what I'm doing to bring them back to usable, normal condition. Not showroom, not brand new, not re-nickel plating, nothing like that. Just good, usable tools. So if you know anything about them, let me know, and I can credit you in the description. And it would be great to build the community of planes and build this up on these rare planes. Look at the way I'm just looking at that now. Look at the way that is seated in there. And these aren't even matching numbers, and yet it sits beautifully against the blade. Let's look at mine. Yeah, it's very similar. Not much handwork. Their castings were brilliant. Right, I'll let you go. Thanks for watching.